Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trash Pumpkin Trading Cards. Today we have an absolute amazing video lined up for you guys. We're going to be going into some Disney Lorcana for our Trash Big Thursdays. If you're new here, welcome to the Trash family. If you're returning, thank you so much for all the wonderful support. And let's get into this new set coming out because they have some amazing cards, and it's going to be an absolute amazing time. We're going to add some of these cards to our personal collection. We're going to highlight those cards in this video. And don't forget, it's an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your favorite trash can here, and we're going to be starting our video today at TCG Player. Why? Just going to show you guys where to find these cards for sale if you're interested in potentially purchasing some for your personal collection, or how to kind of go through TCG Player if you are new to this environment. So first, you're going to go to Disney Lorcana, and the set we're going to be checking out today is Archazias Island, right? And so if you're new to Disney Lorcana, Lorcana has cards that are called enchanted cards, and they are special illustration rares, essentially. So the equivalent of Pokemon special illustration rare of cards from the set that are all foil, very, very, very pretty cards, look awesome in slabs. My wife does collect them, and so some of these cards we are looking to add to our personal collection moving forward based off of the fact that they are different prints of some of the best princesses in the Disney universe that my wife collects. Okay, so what an enchanted card looks like is you're going to have this nice, beautiful, detailed artwork, but then there's a nice foiling behind it that really like makes the artwork pop. And so when you look at this price point, you're like, man, that's a really expensive card. But again, this set just released. So what we're seeing right now is kind of that initial like market stabilization. So, I mean, you had, the one item sold at $357 on the 5th. And then, we're down to $212, and even now you have listings at $180. And so when you look at the price of the cards, you're like, man, that is a lot. But in comparison, Tamatoa is $495, and then all of a sudden it really drops off heavily. And so what we're going to do is highlight the cards that we're looking to grab for our personal collection moving forward. And off Jump Street, I know that it's going to be your Aurora. We're looking for Belle. We're going to look for Mickey Mouse, the Queen from That Shows Me More. So this is the Queen that we want. Not really interested in Ratigan. Not really interested in Tramp or Mad Hatter. I think she might grab because she's a fan of Alice in Wonderland. But Restoring Atlantis, not one of her favorite movies. And let's see what other enchanted cards that they have lined up. Well, I think that's it. So if you're not familiar with Lorcana, this set looks like it's actually imitating what the first set did, and which is that they're limiting the number of enchanted cards. Now, if our theory is correct, and we are going to test it once the cases go on sale, and we're going to get a case and then open it by box, is that you should get one enchanted card per case. And so it kind of like gives you the money back towards that case. But unfortunately, these aren't at the price point of the first chapter cards were, and so you may not get it off automatically. But again, if you can get one of these enchanted cards and then get them at a PSA 10, it definitely sets a good format, because the average price is about $200 to $300 graded, which in comparison you would expect it to be more. But Lorcana is both player and collector, and it's driven primarily by player right now, and a lot of people then collect them in a PSA 10, or you have the Beckett Black label as also availability for that purchasing. So what I'm going to show you guys is kind of like that example of previous sets, and then we'll look at the first chapter, right? And so we'll go to Shimmering Skies. And so Shimmering Skies, for example, booster box is $103. But when you look at the quality of some of these artworks, they're very animated, like a very, very animated artwork. And so it kind of like taints the quality of the cards. But I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 possibilities of an enchanted card versus 9, I believe, in the new set. Is what the first set has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, oh no, still 18. I lied. It just seems that there's more in that set. But disregard that. The also Versal's Return. I do believe that these did have more, like the sideways enchanted cards. It could just be that I was wrong. And so either way, when you look at the first chapter cards, the chase for Lorcana still is the Elsa Spirit of Winter, but at $900, this card in a PSA 10 is still only selling for about 1.6 or $1,600. And then you have Tinkerbell and then Stitch. Both of those are 900 to 1,000 in a PSA 10. And they do have some really nice promos in Lorcana, but as you see, like these price points of these cards do drop off very, very heavily as they go down. And so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because there's only 12 enchanted cards in the initial set. And this is the set that we've opened up the most of, and we know that for a fact in a sealed booster box case, you are guaranteed to get an enchanted card in that case versus a random booster box. But if you look at the price, market price for a box is $362, then market price for the case is $1,500. But that's because you're hunting for that Elsa. But if you go to the next page, like the value of the cards drop off so heavily that it's kind of really not worth purchasing, if that makes sense, because you're looking for Rapunzel and then that's it. Everything else drops off super, super aggressively in regards to price. It does sell really well on TCG Player if you're looking to like move product, but because that price point has dropped off so significantly and you are just hunting enchanted cards, then it's kind of like moot in that aspect. So just kind of giving you some insight into that atmosphere. Now, when you go to eBay, and you can also buy these on not PSA, but on GameStop. GameStop also lists your Lorcana, Elsa Spirit, PSA 10. You can just look at recent sales of Elsa, which has been the chase for a very, very long time. But recent sale 1550, 1600, 1425, 1530, 1550. So it's still resting at that 1500 price point. But what's in comparison, you have a $900 raw point and a $1,500 graded point, where it should, in theory, be more than what this is, in our opinion. We're not financial advisors, but it should be more. And so Stitch, enchanted, say 10, not 12, 10. And then you have the enchanted Stitch at 600. So this price has come down recently as well. And this is the other artwork. They did come out with gold enchanted cards, which just kind of looks really eh. And then these are promos, the D23 promos that come out. And so if you have the whole set in a PSA 10, you're looking at a very hefty price point of damn near $9,000, which is insane. But if you have it, you have it. And then you have, a Snow White Well-Wisher. So we do not have Stitch in our personal collection. It's something that we've wanted collected, but it is something that is a good value grab. But overall, the first chapter is no longer being printed, so that is why this price is starting to increase. But the rest of the cards are just kind of like plateauing. And here's what I mean by plateauing, right? So this card used to be like $30, Maleficent the Monstrous Dragon. And so if you go back like 6 months, you're at 27. And like, July of last year, you're looking at $35. And then in our 1 month window, we're down to 14. And so we're kind of seeing that like bottoming out in the market for Disney Lorcana, which is fine. We wanted to see that market stabilization, but not that drastically, I believe. And then Rapunzel's kind of like done the opposite, where it's sustained, if not increased in value, where you've kind of like had a downtrend here, and it's kind of like spiked here and downtrend. So this is kind of following that market trend upwards and keep pushing to the right that you want to see in the value of the card. And so if you have one laying around, you've got a nice little value town that you have hidden away. But overall, these enchanted cards, some of these have kind of sustained, but you see a lot of stagnant, movement in the market where not a lot sell very quickly. And as the popularity has died off with more enchanted cards like diluting the market, these raw enchanted cards don't sell because you don't know if you're buying near mint, and near mint can be anything from PSA 8 to PSA 10, technically. So if you buy a card off of TCG Player as near mint and it comes back a PSA 8, it's still considered near mint, even though it's not a 10, but then you lose money comparatively. So it's kind of like that. Do I just buy it graded or do I get it graded? If you open it, you should get it graded personally, but that's just our opinion. That is not advice or any speculation there. But again, this is just like a little insight into Disney Lorcana and kind of how the market's moving forward and what we're looking at coming out of that new set, Archazias Island. So again, we're going to be looking for Aurora, Belle, Mickey, Donald Duck, possibly Jafar, Queen, the Glass Slipper, maybe Tramp, probably Mad Hatter, no Mirabelle, not really interested in Diamond Eye or Atlantis. And I don't think there's no one on this page. But that's pretty much what we're looking for the enchanted cards. And of course, adding these to the binder, Mickey Mouse, the Queen, Jealous Beauty, Mushu, just to add to the collection in her binder to expand that as well. That is what we're looking for from this set. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out the video about Disney Lorcana. Again, this was just a brief overview of what we wanted to grab from Lorcana, the cards we're looking for from the new set coming out, the enchanted cards we were looking to add to our potential personal collection, if we can open them and or find them graded somewhere. So thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you for checking out Trash Pumpkin Trading Cards, and hope everybody has a wonderful week. And we'll see you guys live Saturday for our vendor event and our live stream in the evening. Deuces, y'all.